renounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
For going live at this time, not normal time. I had appointments and things to do today. Had no way possibly to do it at 1 o'clock. So I scheduled it to 6 because I didn't know exactly when I would get back home. Well, I'm home. So I hit that start button, start the stream. So we're going to do our normal show here, talk about our Lions news and rumors, and do some QA. That's pretty much all we're doing in this bad boy. What's up, 9 Drinks in the building? Appreciate you showing up here. What is up, Chrome? We got Michael Brevort. What's up, man? We got Josh Prince in the building. Keitho, you to go, Keitho. I'm just a guy. You are the real one. I appreciate everybody hanging out on this weird time. Hunter, what up, Black Chaos? And this weird time. Next year, it's us. Yeah, I seen that. Antonio Brown said that too. He said that the Lions would have been way up above the Kansas City Chiefs. Lions getting some love. Woo, what's up, Big M? Folks, I have not slept in 30 some hours, so I am really tired. So bear with me today if I am a little bit off. It's because I got no sleep and I'm trying. What's up, Baltori in the building? The Detroit Lions signed Matthew Betts, the edge rusher from the CFL. Not much really to talk about there. Undersized pass rusher. I think he's more of a 90-man roster thing. I'm not going to put a whole lot into it. They're going to be making moves like this to see who can compete for a 53. But the Lions are really going to get better at the edge position when free agency really begins. We're talking about the bigger names like a Danielle Hunter or something like that. Right now, they're just getting players ready because you can't get everybody all at one time that are bigger names. You got to get these depth players and players whom you got to compete to make the 53-man roster. You got mini camps, training camp. You need bodies. To me, he's a camp body, in my opinion. Yep, I have no problem at all. It's the money's nothing. What's the worst that happened? That he doesn't make the team? Oh, well, it's not like the contract is anything. So I'm fine, and you got to turn every stone, and I will continue to always say that about Brad Holmes. You got to continue to look and look and look some more to get better on this football team. So do it there. Emmanuel Mosley, people are calling for him to come back for a 1-year deal. I would be fine with it for veteran minimum. I'm not looking to get him, bring him on a bigger deal. I think that is a mistake considering the fact that he didn't play the last 2 years. Veteran minimum, compete, see if he could stay healthy. That's what I'd look at. If not going to sign this to a 1-year, $6 million deal. What's up, TA? Raw Podcast. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. So again, sorry for going live at this time. Was preoccupied this morning, and we are here getting it done at this time, 5:22, and we're going to keep going. The more I research possible free agent edge, the more I like Hassan Reddick. And Raw Detroit can talk about this. I loved Hassan Reddick in free agency the past couple of years. I've been talking about it, that the Lions should have signed this guy in free agency, and he got signed and he did well. And guess what? They're looking to trade him again. I don't know if it is really smart for the Detroit Lions right now to look at that move. You could sign free agents first. You don't have to give up draft capital. So that's probably what I'd look to first before I'd be making any sort of move. But the value of Hassan Reddick will drop considering the fact they're allowing him to seek a trade. Teams know it's not a happy situation. They're not going to give the best. They're not going to get the best value out of him. Lions new coaches love it. Don't you, brother? I love it, man. I love what they're doing here. You know, they kept the good ones and they're switching out some other players who can take some help, like on the defensive line, right? The secondary, those have been the issues for the Detroit Lions. Getting it better. It's good to go right there. And that's good. Don't know what's going to happen to Dre Bly. Don't know what's going to happen right there, but we shall see. We shall see. Reddick, 29. So is Hunter. Yeah, they are. They're both 29, but one is a free agent and the other one you got to trade for. So that's just my thing. I would go, again, for Daniil. I would try for Daniil Hunter in free agency. If you strike out, maybe for Josh Allen. If you strike out, then I would kind of look in that direction. If everything fails for the Lions, then I would look in that direction. But I do like Hassan Reddick. I mean, I've talked about him endlessly. Folks, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. We're just going to go ahead and begin this bad boy because I am tired. I am exhausted. And I want to answer your questions, and I can't really think that well. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not rolling at 100%. And so when I see some things, it's like kind of flickering in my face. And it's probably going to be a shorter podcast today because I'm tired. Let's see. I like them bringing in Terrell Williams. I think he's going to improve our players on the defensive line. And you know what? Tennessee Titans, their fan base loved him. Their fan base liked him because I went over there after we signed him just to see what they think. That's the best way to look at it. And they did not like that he left. So if their fans like it or dislike it, that means that we probably should like it. And notoriously, Tennessee Titans has had a good defensive line. So it can't really get too much worse, can it? I don't think it can. I don't think it can get a little too much worse than what it is, in all honesty. Because it was bad at times. It was bad at times. What do you think about Snead, cornerback from Kansas City Chiefs? I'll take him. I take him. I'll look at Adoree Jackson first. But we need to get better in the secondary. We need a veteran player. Obviously, we need to draft a player. That's a given. But we need to also, folks, get a guy in free agency who is a veteran back there because we need to win immediately. And rookies tend to struggle a little bit. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and do it. Look at the corners, get the physical ones that you want to be, but it can't be like Cam Sutton here. We got to get a little bit better than that. Okay? Pick them up. I have no problem with it. No problem. I still want them to draft their corner. Which position do you feel is addressed first? I think cornerback, CB. I think there's going to be one or two that are left on the board where the Lions are at. They'll be first round grades, and I think that's where they will go. I mean, the secondary has been awful. There is life in the defensive line. There's no life in the cornerback position. What's the only chance we bring back Jonah Jackson? Offensive line chemistry is crucial for our success. You know, I think it doesn't happen, but I want it to happen. I would say 55% no, 45% yes. Do I want it to happen? Yes. But it's what he wants. And there's not that great of a lineup of guards in free agency. So his value is going to go up. Other teams are going to be looking at him, and I don't know if they're going to be able to match it. That's something that they can't, but I would like it 100%. Lion Rumble 84 or 81 now. What up, man? Do you think that Javon Kinlaw? Yes, Javon Kinlaw fits the Detroit Lions. Young, defensive line, interior. I liked him coming out of the draft a couple years ago. He would fit good with him, and Ali McNeil would be a nice little young duo for this defensive line. I don't think it's going to cost as much as you would think to get Kinlaw. I don't think it's going to cost you that much. And obviously not like Jones or anything like that, but he would be a good piece. He would be a good piece. Cornerback 2, mid-level for depth, $5 million to $8 million instead of one cornerback, $16 million. I'm fine with that if you're going to get a corner in the draft and he's going to be starting. That would be fine if that's the plan. If that's not the plan, I wouldn't be fine with that. I want better than that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my volume. I don't know. Bring back Quandre Diggs. We're good at safety. Lions are good at safety. You know I like Quandre Diggs, but the Lions are really good at the safety position, so I am not concerned with that spot in the football team. But safety, I'm safe with it. Pun intended. I am. Corner, I'm not. That's the issue right there. Like, especially if they bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, you have C.J., Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Afutu Melifonwu. That's a lot. And that may be a situation, too, where they're like, we're not going to bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. That's the thing. But the Lions got good at safety. We're good there. I am fine with the safety position the way that it is. I am absolutely happy with that. Let's see. Would you trade out of the first round for more picks? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I know we can get players in round 2. This is not like it was Mayhew, where every second round pick failed. I trust Brad Holmes. I trust Brad Holmes' ability to find talent. And you get some extra draft picks if you feel that one of your players is going to be there. Okay. If you don't have a first grade talent on some of these guys at 29 and you feel you can get them, I don't know, at 36, okay. Would it be boring night one? Yeah, it would be boring. But I trust Brad Holmes. Anything Brad Holmes does, and I know this sounds crazy, I trust. In Brad Holmes, I trust. The guy knows what he's doing. The guy is a great evaluator of talent. Trust him. Slay, age 33, for 1-year deal. How much? Slay is on the team. He's a Philadelphia Eagle. He's not. I don't think he's a free agent. I'm pretty sure he's not a free agent. So he's probably just going to stay in Philadelphia with his favorite coach, Matt Patricia. Oh wait, Matt Patricia, did he get fired finally over there? I don't know. But poor Slay, he's got the worst luck. The one guy you don't want to be around, you're around. Must suck to be you. Must suck to be you. So, yeah, I'd like it. Cut casualties. Yeah, there's a lot of cut casualties you could see here. I think Romeo Okwara, Charles Harris, they're not free agents. They're not going to bring them back. So I'll put them with the cut because they're not coming. I don't think they're coming back. A cut casualty that could occur that will be on this roster, a Levi Onwuzurike, but even though he played, but that could, if they upgrade the position, that could be something you could see there. Another cut casualty, Jerry Jacobs. That could be a cut casualty for sure. Let's see. Malcolm Rodriguez. He could be a cut casualty, and I know a lot of people like Malcolm Rodriguez, but it's possible. He wasn't really a starter this year, so players like that. See, what would you trade for Reddick? I don't know what I'd trade. That's the thing. This one's difficult because he's older at 29. They allowed him to seek a trade, so the value is going to be down. 5th, 6th round pick. 5th, 6th. I think that would be around the value for sure. Somewhere like that. Yeah, I'm not going to go higher than that. He literally is able to seek a trade. So that is quite difficult to be able to trade a guy and have the best asset if you are the Philadelphia Eagles as you could get. His team will look different. Oh, it will look different. You're still going to see a lot of faces, but there's going to be players whom were starters that are not going to be starters. Kendall Vildor, he was better than what obviously Will Harris and what was going on over there with Jerry Jacobs, but he's not the greatest guy. He ain't. Man, I'm tired. Move Rodrigo to fullback. Yeah, but what about Jason Kabinda? They love Jason Kabinda. They love this guy. I would be cool with that, Mike. Yeah, 5th, 6th. Yeah, that's the range. I don't think we have a 5th round pick. Well, if you trade back, you can acquire more draft picks. I think we got, let's see. I think we don't got a 4th round pick. We got a 5th. I think we got 2/3 and a 5th, 6th, and a 7th. Let me see, make sure. Let me make sure for you. The Detroit Lions got, they got a 5th. They got 1, 2, 2 3s, 5, 6, 7. I'm afraid of Emmanuel Mosey injury history. Yep, that's why I would say That's why I say, TA, that it have to be a 1-year prove-it deal. I'm not going to give him big money. I'm not going to give him a 1 year, $6 million deal. That ain't happening. What about GG, Graham Glasgow asking for? I don't think he'll ask for much at all. I think he'll be easy re-sign. Don't think it's going to cost the Lions really anything. Couple million, $2. It's not going to cost you a lot. Do we trade Hendon Hooker for more picks? No. I don't know where this idea has come from. I don't know where it's come from, but the Lions are not trading. They're not trading Hendon Hooker. Folks, we drafted him. They like him. They like Hendon Hooker. Why did you think I had in every mock draft that I did last year? I knew he was coming to Detroit. I knew it. He had a Detroit Lion written all over him. He had Detroit Lion written all over him. Detroit Lions 24/7. That's right. It never ends. 2-4-7. The season just ended, and guess what? Free agency is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. And then the NFL draft. 6 months away from preseason. It goes so quick. It's insane. I'm enjoying this break, though. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You get burnt out a little bit on YouTube. TA can tell you about it. And so it's nice to have a little break here. The Lions don't make it to the Super Bowl next season. Do you think they're booty cheeks? Hypothetical question, not trying to speak to existence. No, if they don't make it, they're not booty cheeks. Booty cheeks is what we've been. Below average team. That's booty cheeks. Lions are a good team. Would it suck? Yeah. Do I want them to go to the Super Bowl? Yeah. My expectation is Super Bowl or bust. Doesn't mean they're going to, if they lose, doesn't mean they suck. I mean, that would mean that there's only one good team in the NFL, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not the case. The 49ers are a good team. The Ravens are a good team. The Lions are a good team. There's good teams out there. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Edgar and Cooper for a first pick? I don't know. Edgar and Cooper. I'm going to sound like an idiot. I don't even know who that is. Let's see. Will we go back to the playoffs again? Yes. This season we'll go back to the playoffs. This season going back to the playoffs. How many snaps do you see Hendon Hooker playing during the preseason? Oh, I'd say 60%. They'll sign another quarterback, for a number 3. They'll do that. Okay, let's see. At Gymnastics, watching you on silent. It's not the same. Emily, what up, Doe? I'm not going to say M because apparently other people think I'm talking about them. Let's see. Re-sign Reynolds or Peoples-Jones. How about both? How about we sign both of them? I'm down for both. And it's not going to cost you diddly nothing to get these guys. First off, Josh Reynolds wants to be here. So I'm not worried about that. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I don't know if he wants to be here, but I'd like to bring him back. He was starting to pick up this offense, folks. Imagine a full offseason with DPJ. Okay, this would be a ridiculous wide receiver. It's a great wide receiver core. That's a great core. You're talking about having St. Brown, who's a bona fide number 1. Jamison Williams, who's now stepping it up as a bona fide number 2. Khalif Raymond, who's a bona fide number 3. Josh Reynolds, who's a bona fide number 3/2. Then you have Donovan Peoples-Jones, that's a certified 3/5. That's a hell of a depth at wide receiver. I don't think they should mess with it. Just re-sign your guys and leave it be. He's a good spy on the quarterbacks. Okay, yeah, I got to check him out. I haven't even seen him. Let's see. Solid points all around today. Would you cut Jerry? Depends. First off, if we get a cornerback in the draft, yeah. If they upgrade it, yeah, I'll cut him. And I like Jerry Jacobs. Everybody knows that. But guess what? The whole point in roster building is consistently getting better. Not staying the same, but acquiring more talent. You have this talent. Okay, how do I get above this? That's what you do. It's just like a guy trying to get a girl. It's like, I don't want to go down. I want to go up. That's the way it is. Let's see the next point. And Harris. Harris gone. Will Harris is gone. Thank God. It'll grab a real defensive end. Yes. Daniil Hunter. Watch that name. I've been calling for it since last year. And now you're starting to hear rumors that the Lions are interested. Well, duh. Let's see here. I've been calling it for. I know what the Lions like. That's exactly him. Cornerback in free agency, 100%. Got to go back in free agency. Trust Brad Holmes, think he moves up for his player. Yeah, and Michael, I'm all about that. If you're a player, I'm fine with moving up or down. Totally fine with it. If you see Jared Verse and you're like, you know what? Verse here is a stud and a certified G, and he's not SAWFT soft, you go ahead and get him. LA Knight, yeah. Facts. TA knows what he's talking about. My scout. Appreciate you, Scout. Make sure you go ahead and check out Raw Podcast. One of the best scouts in all of football. Competition is great. Iron sharpens iron. Exactly. And that's why I love watching training camp. You got Penei Sewell, stud. Aiden Hutchinson, stud. And they battle it out. That's freaking fire. I like the guy they signed from CFL. You have nothing to lose. Great. Hey, I'm all for it. Right. There's nothing to lose. It's not like it is some big contract. No, it's vet minimum, compete to attempt to make a 53. You fail? Oh, well, it costs you absolutely zero. So might as well. Got to turn every rock. Brad can do whatever he wants. He has full control. Lions Talk TV, great. And I want Brad Holmes to do everything. Even if it was completely disagree with me, I'm cool because I know Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. He's an evaluator of talent. But yeah, I've been with Brad. Brad Holmes has been GM for 3 years, and pretty much get exactly what he's doing. You know what he's doing. I love Brad Holmes knows his players. Can't wait to see the draft goes this year. Yeah, and expect best player available. Again, forget what Todd McShay, Mel Kiper Jr., forget what they say. Look at the individuals who study the team. You look at the team, you look at the type of players they want, the needs, they go BPA. But if there is a higher graded defensive tackle, the best graded defensive tackle left, and the 7th graded cornerback left, they're going to go defensive tackle. That's the way they operate. They go BPA, but that's what they do. And that's great. That is how you upgrade your roster. You did not force a pick. You force a pick, you get Jelani Tavai. You force a pick, you look like the Detroit Lions for the last 50 years before Brad Holmes came into power. You're terrible. That's what happens. Long-time subscriber, first-time commenting. Appreciate the feedback. Well, I'm going to give you a huge shout-out and love right now. Shout-out to my man, Be Well, to Evolve Inc. Appreciate you commenting. It's a little nerve-wracking commenting first time. Right? You don't know what you're going to say. Brad is calculated. He's calculated 100%. He is getting his players, and he means it. He's not BSing you. He's not lying to you. He's not throwing game. He is telling you exactly what he does. You fit Detroit Lions. That's the type of player he wants. A physical wide receiver, a physical linebacker, every position physical, okay? They want a physical team. They want players that never give up. Their motor is going 24/7. If you see players give up on tape in college football, go ahead and write them off for the Detroit Lions. They're not going to draft that guy. They will not do it. If you see anyone, well, they give off a little bit, it's not happening. Chase Young will not be a Detroit Lion. I bank on it. And you know I like Chase Young, but his motor is not 24/7. He will not be a Detroit Lion. That's why you'll never see him on my free agency list. Brad is a G. Just one more receiver running back, Detroit Lions. I think we're good. We got a great 1, 2, 3. I don't think we need another running back. I mean, if they wanted to get an undrafted guy to compete, I'm fine with it. But Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Craig Reynolds, yeah, that is great. That is like top of the line. It's like Emily. I think we'll get Ronaldo Green from FSU. I'm going to check him out for you. Any early risers in the draft you're keeping an eye on? Kool-Aid. He's getting a lot of love. And you got to look at this defensive players. Jared Verse. Now, there's not a lot of good edge rushers. Top of the line edge. This is not an elite edge draft. Okay, so this, you don't got one of these guys that in 800s in right now. Okay, you don't have a Nick Bosa in this year's draft. There's only one really guy, and there's kind of everybody else, and that's Jared Verse. And he may go between 12 and 15. So they could rise up with teams wanting to get edge rushers, so it could force a player like that to rise up because of lack of other players. That could be seen. That could be seen. Hayden, Tennessee, cornerback. Raw knows what he's talking about right there. Raw knows what he's talking about. He's going to be posting a lot of videos about prospects, a lot of videos about these players who we might not be hearing, whether it be around 6, 7, undrafted. Very important. Signed free agent left guard. Re-signed Glasgow, Jackson. Will probably want too much money. I don't think Graham Glasgow, he'll be back. I'd put it at a 95% chance that Graham Glasgow backs. He wants to be back. The team wants him back. It's not going to cost much. Graham will be back. Now, Jonah, I don't know about. I don't know. I think he doesn't come back, but he could. But I'm betting, if I'm a betting man, I'd bet that he doesn't, but I hope he does. How did Q Stiggers perform in the Shrine Bowl? I like his story, and seems like a Brad type of guy. Just a guy that just doesn't stop, right? It's all about heart. And Brad talked about that. He'll sometimes draft players that may not be as talented as another, but the player's heart is 10 times bigger than the other, like a Rudy type of thing. Let's see. I hope watches Raw. Always good content. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, man. Where do I find Raw Guy? It's called Raw Podcast. Right there. TA, you could throw your channel in there. That's all he does is basically he talks Detroit Lions and prospects. That's it. And they all go in hand to hand. Who replaces Brian Duker as DB coach? Is Dre Bly the guy? That's the question. I don't know. And you know what I'm going to ask? I got a friend in there. And I'm going to ask about that one because I want to know if they're going to get rid of Dre Bly. It's intriguing. I like the hire when it come in here, but man, those CBs were playing bad. And you can't just say, oh, it's all on him. I mean, look at Malfonwu. He played really good as a safety. I don't know in this one. I could see both. I really could. So I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about that. And get. I don't like bugging my guy, but when I get a question that I know a lot of people's thinking and I don't know of, I gotta talk to him. Will you be at location for the draft? Yes. I don't know what yes, but I'll be at the draft. Whether it be with Herm and Huge wants me with them too. Chat Sports, they could be one, but I'll be in Detroit, that's for sure. I don't know exactly what. Yeah, I mean, you got 3 organizations that kind of want to have you with them, and you just kind of go with whatever is the best situation, in all honesty. But I'll be there. Let's see. Thanks, Mike. Zach Zinter at 29. I don't even know. I don't know. I personally, I want to go with the Toledo Torpedo. I really want the Lions to get a top-notch corner at that pick. I really do. That's my thought process. I don't know how it's going to go in the draft. What's so damn difficult is we're not picking top 10. You can have an idea. I have no idea how this draft is going to play out. I don't know who's going to be there. I prefer Toledo Torpedo. I like that he's physical. It gives you it really does kind of remind you of the corner they were targeting at pick 6, Devon Witherspoon. The physical trait. And but we don't know how this thing is going to play out. When you're sticking at, it's not like I have no idea. So I think for this one, I have to go and kind of do research for what other teams are going to do, what they think they're going to do. And that takes forever to get what their team needs is going to be, to secure what our team needs is going to be. I have no idea what's going to be. I know like the first 3 picks is going to be quarterbacks, right? Quarterback. Beyond that, it's like offensive line, because remember, there's going to be a ton of offense that goes first. First 10 picks may be all offense, folks. Quarterbacks, you're going to have 3 quarterbacks go, potentially 4 quarterbacks in the top 10. You're going to have Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to be a top 10. A couple tackles are going to go in the top 10. It is pushing talent down, but then you could have a spot where 11 through 25, it's like a bunch of DBs are starting to come off the board, because one team's like, I got to get a DB, and then the other one looks at it and says, I got to get it, and then we could be screwed. It's tough. You can ask TA, Raw Podcast, the amount of time that is dedicated to figuring out a mock draft. And I talked to Emily about this. It is the number one thing to being on YouTube. Because if you get it wrong, you all come back and crucify us, as we should be. We should be held to account. And I'm perfect. I love being held to account. And if you get it right, you're hailed as a god for getting the draft right. It's difficult, but you got to take the time and look at everything. And that's why I thought Penei Sewell would be available for the Lions pick. That's why I had Hooker. I had to go to the Detroit Lions. I had Jahmyr Gibbs in one of my mock drafts. You know I love Jack Campbell, Brian Branch. Just takes a lot of time. And it's difficult right now, because usually in this process, as TA, we know about everybody by now in this process. But our process evaluating these talent just started a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So it's like we're in the beginning stages, but generally speaking, we're at the done stage throughout the rest of the National Football League. We're usually starting draft talk at week 4. We started 2 weeks ago. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. Combine March 26th. All these mocks change again. Trust me. Yeah, 100%. But it's Michael, it's all about figuring out, okay, what's this team's need? What is their biggest needs? And okay, they need this pick. If that goes there, this is left. If this goes there, that goes. Okay, that's how you got to do it. So it's not just about what the Lions need, but it's what other teams need. And then it just takes forever. It just takes forever. Baker Mayfield to the Falcons. Is that a real possibility? It could be. I mean, if all they need is a quarterback. I mean, their quarterback situation in Atlanta is booty cheeks. Ritter sucks. He's not a starter. He's a backup. Anybody would be. I mean, if they get a quarterback over there, they're a good team. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. You give them a running back, that team could win that division. Or a quarterback, that team can win the division. And then you're taking a quarterback from the Buccaneers and bringing them to Atlanta. I still think, just like TA here, is Justin Fields will be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. I believe that. I believe it. It's a sound 7. A solid 7. Would you take a kicker in the 7th? Yes, I would take a kicker. I would. People say, oh, I don't waste a draft pick on a kicker, blah, blah. How many times have we all complained about kicking for the past 3 years? Everybody has. So go get it. I don't care. I want to keep DPJ. Yeah, I will do. I don't know if DPJ wants to come back. He may want to get something better. I want him to come back. I don't know what the market is going to be for Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm going to assume it's nothing. But yeah, let's bring him back, man. He did well for the Lions. So bring it back, man. Moody went in round 3. Might get one before 7. We need to take a stud kicker. Yeah, I have no problem taking kicker. But I don't want to do it before round 5. I just trust Brad Holmes so much finding talent. I think at that point it's a waste of talent. because you know, like he could get a guy like you look at St. Brown, 4th round. You know, you're getting James Houston in 6th round. Like there's some dogs you could still get. So now if it was before, I'd be like, I don't care because we're terrible at evaluating talent, but this is different now. TJ Tampa. Yes. I think he could be in the 2nd round too. That's a late 1st, 2nd round. TJ Tampa. Good call, Rod. Yep. I would take kicker last. Yeah, round 7. Yeah, I don't find that. Upgrade Donovan Peoples-Jones. Are you really going to get an upgrade over DPJ? We're talking about a number 5. I don't think you could get a better than DPJ as for a number 5 receiver. I just don't know. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's at the very bottom of the depth chart who on other teams would be a 3. So I'm fine with it. Remember, Brad said it might look funny, but trust us. Yep. Wide receiver at 29. I would be absolutely stunned if they took I do not believe they take a wide receiver at all. I would be absolutely stunned. They would take, I think, in all honesty, they would take an offensive lineman before. I think wide receiver is probably at the very end of their needs of something they would get. Because if you draft a guy, how much is he going to actually play? He wouldn't play that much because you got St. Brown and Jameson Williams. That's 1-2. What, are you going to make him instantly a number 3 ahead of Khalif? Ahead of Josh Reynolds, who they're probably bringing back? So I don't think so. Because of just depth-wise. Like he wouldn't be on the field that much, where you can get a player who's going to be on the field a lot, and that'll be more of an impact. But look, if someone slid for some, like if Marvin Harrison somehow slid, if God loved the Detroit Lions and he was a Lions fan, he somehow slid 29, that's different. But that there's no reality that will ever happen. You know, that's just not reality. It's not going to happen. He's a top 5 draft pick. I just don't see that occurring. Folks, we've been on for 37 minutes and I'm tired. So I am going to go ahead and get something to eat and I'm going to chill out for a little bit because I've been up for a long time. Rocking on 0 sleep. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. I'm closing this bad boy early and I'm going to chill out the rest of the day. Wish that share, folks. Adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it.